All right, guys, welcome to another case file of Paranormal Intelligence Bureau. I'm Agent A.
And I'm Agent E.
And today we will be discussing
aliens.
What do you think about aliens?
I'm super excited to speak about aliens. One, because I am not very knowledgeable on aliens.
Okay.
I feel like that's more your forte. I'm more into the different types of other paranormal things that we speak about.
Like
typically
ghosts, demonology.
Yeah, that's my bread and butter.
Exorcisms.
Yeah. You know, this is something you're very passionate about, that you understand the ins and outs of it. So it's going to be very exciting to learn more about what it entails and what aliens are, what everything about aliens. So I'm excited, especially because it's like a trending topic.
I got you. So I'll basically run you through the basics of what everybody's talking about, kind of how we got here.
Yeah.
You know, why it's the trending topic.
Yeah.
So the reason why I've always been interested in aliens, because I feel like I'm just in search of the truth. You know,
Okay.
I think we all are.
Yeah,
we all
for sure.
want to know how we got here, you know, and who's visiting us.
And are we alone?
Yeah, are we alone in this grand universe? I think that's always been the ultimate question. And did you grow up with a religious background?
Yes. I went to Catholic school my entire life.
Okay, so you see, so I grew up with a very diverse blend of different religious backgrounds in my family, you know, Christians, Catholics, Jehovah's Witness, you know, all types, and they all had something different to say
About aliens.
about God,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Okay.
and I would watch them argue, and you know, you have Christians who believe in Jesus Christ, and then you have, you know, Catholics who, you know, believe in what do you call them?
Saints.
Saints, different saints, you know, they worship different saints and stuff like that. Jehovah's Witness, they all have different meanings. And I'm here asking questions, and I'm asking some of the deepest questions, and they're all looking at me like, you're not supposed to be asking those questions. That's like forbidden knowledge. You know, but so to see that now we're at a point where everybody's talking about it like it's normal.
Like, it's acceptable to talk about aliens now. They're the new hot thing.
Before, it was frowned upon. You were looked at like you're weird, you're crazy, like that's a conspiracy. Like, no, that we're alone, you know. And just every year we're learning new things.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to see what's going out in the world of aliens right now.
So we already know UFO, UAP disclosure slowly happening, releasing stuff every so often. The movie Disclosure Day is dropping June 12th.
So excited. We're going to go see it.
As well, they're going to be dropping more files that same day.
Okay. That's not a coincidence at all.
Supposedly the movie and the government, they're not correlated together.
Right.
But they're doing it on the same day. So a lot has happened since then, since we did the Bulgosphere and Valdivia video. Because that's alien related, I guess, or UFO, UAP related. So there was a lot of news coming out that supposedly there's different species of aliens, and that the government came out and said it, and representatives.
Okay.
And now it's on the news. So I'm gonna show you one of the most popular news videos of Jesse Waters.
Okay.
And we'll start there.
Not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. It's got to be a record. The War Department says more files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside, shocking.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human intelligence that's visiting the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 separate types.
At least 4.
Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talked to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics looked like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming, and there are a lot of believers in Congress.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on releasing. He kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades in some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
So why is our own government fighting so hard to keep these secret? Well, a dozen scientists have either gone missing or died. Now, we don't know if that's related, but people are scared to talk.
One I thought was going to do an interview, and then a couple days before sent me a message saying, after further consideration and long talks with my wife, I decided I'd be forfeiting my life if I participated in your interview. And I thought that was like very unsettling message to get, obviously, but also very...
Not alone.
I see your face. I see you.
I made
50 faces.
Yeah, because it's so much information, and it's like...
All right, let's start slow.
Okay.
4 different alien species. 1 gray, 1 reptilian, a Nordic, and I think an insectoid.
They said, yeah.
Okay. He described them. Reptoids like a lizard. Grays, little short gray, big head men. Insects like a praying mantis. And what was the other one?
The Nordic, like a giant Swedish dude.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't know how they look like. We have to see. But if they're saying a Swedish guy, he's white and blonde hair.
Yes. So another thing. So the senators, they said that they witnessed, they saw images already.
Yeah.
That they believe to be true.
Okay.
Right. But Tim Burchett, right?
I've heard the definition of about 8 different species. I don't know till I see it, till I shake hands or paws or whatever they got with them. I get sent a lot of material, and I get a lot of pictures and videos, and people want me to come out to the house and see something. I'm always afraid I'll end up in a freezer in North Carolina doing a family of cannibals will get me or something. But, no, I'm very cautious about that. I've got a bookshelf full of books that people have sent me. You got to read this. It explains it, and what it is and what's going on. And I'm really cautious about all that.
Okay, now he says there's 8 different species, but he gave no description.
Yeah, so we went from 4 and we just doubled to 8.
Yes.
Okay.
But not only that, the next part is you have to understand the secrecy behind this, and that the scientists that have gone missing, do they have to do with this secrecy? Are they missing because of this secrecy?
It has to be.
Not only that, the other people who want to make more reports, they're scared to come out. Whether they're pilots, government officials.
I mean, if people are dying and going missing.
That's what he said. People end up in a freezer, somewhere in a desert, chopped up, eaten by animals, coyotes,
That's very scary.
Not only that, he says he won't believe it, even though he's seen images and proof, until he shakes hands with it or shakes paws with it. What do you mean paws? Is he insinuating an animal like being too? Like a dog or a cat?
I mean, a reptilian, they have like little, like you think of it like a little
He said
weird...
paws.
Yeah.
Remember, he said he's seen 8,
Oh my God. This just gave me anxiety.
All right, so based on all the reports, images, accounts, drawings, military, and these are some fake drawings, all that. These are just all speculation of what people may think these 8 beings may look like, their characteristics, threat level, and all that. So our agents created an image basically
on what they think.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow.
All right, so it's this right here. 8 alien species reported by Representative Tim Burchett. Okay, so the first one, you got a reptilian.
Okay, reptilian.
Second, you have a gray.
Gray.
Third, you have a Nordic.
Oh my God. He looks like he's looks maxing, right?
Strong jawline, huh?
Yeah.
That guy is fit. 4, a mantis or praying mantis.
That's disgusting.
5th, an energy being. 6, aquatic humanoid.
Okay.
7, a synthetic AI. And 8, interdimensional. Now, from just looking at all of these, they all look terrifying.
Absolutely. I'm most scared of the praying mantis because praying mantises in the wild are very scary and they're very strong and they're carnivorous creatures.
Well, they eat the heads of their boyfriends, their mates, and they eat their bodies once they're done with them. So again, if they're saying that there's 8 different species, and let's say these are the 8 different species, what are the threat levels? And what are they here for? What do they want? And are they all here for the same reasons? Or are they here for different reasons? Right? To me, I think the one that scares me the most is probably the interdimensional, because it can leave this plane and go somewhere else. Opposed to the other ones, I feel like they're still physically here. And they're not so much of a, they're still a threat if they get to you, you know?
So which one scares you the less?
The least would probably be the little gray guy. Yeah, probably little gray guy. He's the smallest, right? So let's zoom into some of these. Let's zoom into the first one.
Reptilian.
Actually, you know what? Let's read the information around, right?
Okay.
So we already did the overview. Tim Burchett confirms he has received photos, videos, and detailed descriptions of 8 distinct alien species from credible sources, right? The data sources, photo, videos, witness testimony, military and intel reports, government leaks, censor.
Can you zoom out a little bit?
Let me see what happened here.
Oh.
Right there.
There we go.
Military and intel reports, government leaks, sensor and radar data, open source intel. So that's where all this information comes from.
So a wide variety of different data sources. It's not just one thing.
No, this is just all throughout, everywhere.
Yeah, I like that it's different. Like eyewitnesses, it's military, it's like government leaks. So it's a lot of different sources.
So it should be as accurate as possible.
Correct.
These are the 8 beings that might be actually real, or as close.
Yeah, they're like, it might be, but it is.
This is, it may be a little exaggerated, you know, they may look, you know, a little more threatening. What if they're got big old smiles on their face, you know?
I don't think that would change if it was the praying mantis. Not for me.
Then you have the frequency of reports. Let me see if I can get it
right there.
Right.
So reptilian 18%, gray 22%, Nordic 16%, Mantis 10%, energy being 12%, aquatic humanoid 8%, synthetic AI 7%, and interdimensional 7%, based on DOW database from 1947 to present. So approximately 80 years of information.
So throughout 80 years, the one that has been seen the most are the Greys.
The Greys.
And then the second are the Reptilians.
And then the Nordics, and then the energy beings.
Yeah, so those are the ones who have been reported the most. So let's start with, let me see if I turn my phone sideways. It'll be easier.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Let's start with this reptilian.
Okay.
So you want to read the description of this lizard?
So the reptilian, which is very scary looking, he looks like an alligator to me.
Yeah, pretty
He's
much.
An ancient race. So it seems like he's like the original alien, right? Masters of survival, highly territorial, strong and resilient. Typical height, he's tall, 6 to 8 feet, and there's been evidence of photos, videos, witness descriptions.
Yeah. So when they say ancient race, just imagine reptiles in general.
Yeah.
You know, when we walk, we see the lizards go right under the sidewalks.
I mean, alligators have been here for centuries. They're like from our ancestors.
So where would you think they would be hiding at? Like in caves, in the caverns, underground?
Underground for sure.
You know, so when they say ancient, he's probably been here for a long time.
Since the dinosaurs.
Since the last cataclysm, you know?
That makes sense. And then also masters of survival. If they're an ancient race, they have to know how to survive for so many years.
Not only that, reptiles are known to have great reflexes. You know, they react very quickly to just anything that comes very close. They're ready to
attack at anything.
They see everything as a threat.
Highly territorial to where they live, where they accept as theirs.
Well, we own a snake. Well, I own a snake.
Yeah, I don't own a snake.
I own a snake, and very territorial. You know, only likes me, nobody else.
Yeah.
Not only that, strong and resilient.
Yeah.
We already know how strong alligators and crocodiles are. We see them in the Everglades all the time. So imagine, you know, well, we see them 6-8 foot, but standing on 2 legs with 2 arms.
How scary.
So imagine the people who have witnessed this thing.
Yeah, that can't be me. I would run.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm out. All right, next one. Now we have Greys.
Okay, the common ones that people see in movies, right?
Yeah, little gray men. You have the movie Paw. You remember the movie Paw?
Yeah, I like that movie.
You know, they go on a road trip. They go on the whole road trip while they're running from the men in black and the FBI and shit. And
so it says Greys are observers. They're beyond emotional. So beyond emotion. I was like, wait, emotional. Telepathic abilities, interest in humans. Typical height 4 to 5 feet. Evidence received, photos, videos, eyewitness, and descriptions. You think all of their eyes are that big?
Yeah.
You know what scares me? Is that all their tissue, like their muscles, are similar to ours.
Or like a body structure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very crazy.
Now, another thing too, observers. There's always been a story told like watchers, people watching over us. You know, it could be them. And they have an interest in humans. They're watching over us like some type of experiment, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones that are typically, people are saying, oh, you know, I got taken by a little gray guy that wants to do experiments on me and probing, you know,
injecting in the eyes, supposedly leaving
marks around your body wherever they,
and also implants, leaving small implants inside people. They later they go to the doctor, they get an x-ray done, and they find some foreign object somewhere inside their body, and they recount some type of
like abduction. I don't know a lot about aliens, but in school I read the book Fire in the Sky.
Great movie.
With what's his name, Travis Walton.
Yeah.
That was abducted by Greys, and he talks about how, you know, and they found like puncture wounds and stuff like that in
the side of his eyes.
Yeah, so that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
To think about.
It's taken in the woods. His friends witnessed it. They all did polygraphic test, right? Lie detector test.
Yeah.
They all passed. All 3 of them witnessed the same thing, gave the same stories, didn't lie. The dude ends up in the rain, butt naked.
In the next town over, many miles away.
Far away, butt naked, scared, doesn't talk for days, you know?
Dehydrated, everything.
Has the puncture wounds.
Yeah.
That's just all around alien abduction.
Yeah.
And
they all, what was terrifying for me is that they all passed the polygraph test.
Yeah, that's
with like flying colors.
There's ways to get past a polygraph.
All 4 of them.
That's the thing, and they all gave the same story. So how you give the same story and 4 pass?
Times.
Somebody's gotta be lying, you know, or faking.
I thought that was pretty crazy.
So again, what are the intentions of this guy right here? He's interested in us. He's observing us. It's kind of like a stalker. He's like a little weirdo.
Yeah.
And he's beyond emotion. So he has no emotion. So is that why he's interested in us? Is he just jealous of our emotion? Is he jealous of us having fun and, he look at them laughing and doing.
He's like, oh, he's like, I wonder how that feels to
how do
laugh.
they feel? Is he trying to look for the thing that
Social
makes us
cue-
feel?
yeah, emotional cues.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So that guy is creepy. All right, now this is your favorite, right?
The Nordic. I mean, look at him. He's a looks maxer.
This is your boyfriend.
Like, I can see.
If he came down in a spaceship right now, would you leave with him?
Hell no.
No?
No. He's too good looking. I can't trust him.
Yo, he's 7.5 foot tall.
That's scary. Oh my god. So
right.
He's a humanoid allies. He's advanced and peaceful. At least he's peaceful, so that's a good trait. Strong spiritually interest in Earth. You know what scares me about him is that he can live with like regular people. You'll see him in Sweden or in Ukraine or something.
That's probably the most dangerous part, that he can live amongst us and blend in. Like, this guy could be in government somewhere. He can become the president. He could be in military. He could be your uncle, you know?
He's tall.
And you wouldn't even know.
He's very tall.
Yeah. And what's crazy is humanoid allies. That means they're friends of ours.
Yeah.
So remember that all this information comes from collected information everywhere.
Data.
Where that data comes from, that he's partnered with us, is a story that his species may be dying off, and that they're here for us to help him, maybe help his race live like
and
longer.
Procreate.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Right. So that's where that partnership and that ally comes in hand, I believe. With
Okay.
them.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
We share same DNA with them, clearly.
I mean, they look human.
All right. Your other favorite.
No.
Right here, the Mantis, right? So again, highly intelligent, just like the rest of them, right? Primal instincts.
Like every insect.
Highly observant.
Yeah.
Interest in genetics. Again, 6 to 7 foot tall.
No.
Again, evidence received, photos, videos, eyewitness descriptions.
Can you imagine?
Nope. I don't want to.
Can you guys imagine coming into contact with this thing?
They said praying mantis, but they also said insectoid. So insectoid doesn't necessarily only mean praying mantis. It can be an ant. It could be a mosquito. It could be a beetle. It could be any insect.
You know what it reminds me of? The movie Bugs.
Like Bug's Life?
Is it called Bugs? Yeah, it's called Bugs. The one with the ants?
Yeah.
Right? And then they have the giant grasshoppers, and the grasshoppers are like bullying the ants for all their
But
things.
I think in that movie, the praying mantis is good. He's with the good guys.
He's with the circus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still,
He's actually pretty smart too.
He's very smart.
Was he interested in genetics? He was pretty intelligent. I wonder what the things he would talk about.
Yeah.
You know,
but think about it, right? Like
this thing being human sized.
Yeah.
What would he do to you?
I don't know, and I don't want to know because it's very, very, very creepy.
Yeah, I think out of all of them, this one's probably the scariest. Even if it was like a human-sized cockroach.
No, we can't have that. That's awful.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's awful.
Now, is that judging?
Like alienism?
That's the thing. Is that the problem? Is that why these things don't visit us?
Probably.
Alienism?
Like, yeah. I mean, they see how
we treat each other. And we're the same race. So imagine how we would treat a whole nother race.
Yeah.
They see us smash a small bug on the floor. We whip out a chancleta and we smash a bug. You think that thing wants to come around after we just... You remember in the movie Man in Black?
I remember what happened in the movie.
The dude, the cockroach that gets inside the farmer's skin.
Yes.
And
more sugar.
More sugar. And all he wants is sugar. When he goes to visit where do they keep the dead bodies?
The morgue.
When he goes to visit the morgue, there's cockroaches everywhere, and the guy who's behind the counter, he's killing them.
He's like,
and he's getting off. He's like, "Don't do that."
I remember that.
And he's like, "Why not?" And he ate him.
Yeah, that's his ancestors. Those are his children, his cousin. his cousin, his tío, his this, his that.
All right, now let's pause there with that theory with the children and the cousin. We supposedly have bodies. That's what they said. We have the bodies of these
things.
They said the 4 beings. We recovered bodies and crafts. Is what the news is saying.
Okay.
And the government is saying. We recovered non-biological life entities, these beings.
I need to see pictures. I need to see videos.
And there's crafts, right? Now, my point is, these beings that we have, were they high-ranking beings where they come from? Are they the children are their mother and father looking for them in the solar system?
So did we just start an alien war?
This is the thing. What would you do if
pissed off?
You just shot a vehicle out the sky
and you pissed off,
and you just killed the drivers in it.
Oh my God.
And now their race is pissed off because you just killed like a prince praying mantis. Yeah, a prince praying mantis, or a king praying mantis you just killed. And now you pissed off a whole race of mantis. And,
no way.
And they're coming back looking for either revenge or they want the bodies to do a
Now this guy I can hang out with. He reminds me of Aang from The Last Airbender.
Oh, like the Avatar?
The Avatar. Look at him.
He's like fully enlightened.
Yes, all his chakras are aligned.
For sure.
His aura is nice and bright.
That's probably why it says a non-corporal.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a part of like no system. He's just like to himself, and he does what he wants.
Chilling.
And he's butt-ass naked. I wonder if all of them are butt-ass naked.
Not the Nordics, I don't think so.
You think a praying mantis is walking around with shirts, shoes, and pants?
No.
Yeah, that's a big question too. That's the same. Do they put on their legs and pants in the morning like we do?
They put their socks on in the morning.
That's
underwear.
the question. Yeah. So you want to read the description on this guy?
So like you said, they are non-corporeal, a vibrational existence, communicates via energy and symbols, and they're non-hostile. See, this is who I want to hang out with. Human-like energy form is their typical appearance, and there's been photos, videos, eyewitness descriptions.
I wonder if he turns into the orbs that everybody sees.
Yeah, maybe.
These orb
and that's how he travels.
Yeah. And I wonder if there's a bunch of them like him, and how many.
I mean,
because imagine 1,000 of those standing around each other. That's a bright scene.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Man, now that's
and
a
can
person.
Can you touch him? Can you come in contact with him?
I don't think so.
And I wonder if he just travels through space without a vehicle, and can he just fly?
Chilling. Goes into a little bar and hangs out here, goes over there, straight chilling.
Yeah.
I like this person, this species of alien.
All right, next one, aquatic humanoid.
That's like Aquaman.
Yeah. Or even like Poseidon from mythology.
Yeah. So, oceanic origin, breathes underwater, highly intelligent, monitors the ocean, between 6 to 9 feet. The evidence is photos, videos, and eyewitness descriptions.
It's kind of like a mermaid.
Exactly like a mermaid.
Pirates and people have always been talking about mermaids forever.
So maybe they're not seeing mermaids and they're actually seeing these aquatic humanoids.
But again, what is a mermaid? Half human, half fish.
Yeah.
But again, how did that happen?
Exactly.
How did a fish and a human...
And it makes sense a little bit with, with Atlantis and how highly...
The lost city of Atlantis?
The lost city of Atlantis, and how they said it was like one of the most intelligent
and advanced
cities. Mm-hmm. It would make sense.
What, them developing hybrid beings?
Mm-hmm.
Or what there is in the movies that they usually tell is when Atlantis sinks, just all the electricity that was coming from it, when it sunk, the people who were living there, they all became
like radiation poisoning, like in Chernobyl.
Aquatic beings like that. So they were once human, but since the city was so advanced with electrical stuff, when it sunk, when the electricity met water, they were all zapped and gained this type of ability like this
I
to
don't
become
know.
and now they all live in the ocean.
That's creepy. And just the ocean overall is so creepy. Like, we haven't been able... There's some weird fish down there.
Oh, and we know more about space and the moon than we know about the ocean.
Yeah, I think we've only like discovered 10% of the ocean.
Yeah, I think it's like 8%,
Something
I
very
believe.
minimal.
6 to 8%.
I mean,
And that's only the
surface
top
level.
surface level. And then in some areas, we've gone deep over here and deep over here,
Yeah.
and that's where that
There's
percent
no
comes
craft that can handle that. Look what happened to
from.
the
Ocean Gate
Ocean Gate.
submarine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I think had no windows. The way they operated it was through like a little screen and a little joystick remote control.
Yeah, they imploded.
So what was the point of going down there? To see through a little screen?
I can see that in my TV
I
screen.
could have sent something down there for
Yeah,
that. You know?
no, that's crazy.
The thing about that too, you have to understand the word that they named it. Ocean Gate. Is there a gateway in the bottom of the ocean?
And this is who lives down there.
And that's
that person.
we tried to make contact with them
Maybe.
and go visit them, or we got invited to dinner and Ocean Gate. All right, let's go.
Oh my god. It just leads to so many more questions.
But why are we so much
many
more obsessed with
avenues.
space than we are with the ocean?
Yeah, we should start with the ocean. I mean,
It's right there. But the thing is too, space vacuum is different than
Yeah.
the pressure that's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the ocean, you implode, and in space, you'll explode due to the pressure coming from inside of the ship, and then inside the ocean, opposite, vice versa.
I just think about like Finding Nemo when they go down and they find the anglerfish, and it's like
Those are pretty cool.
they're scary.
Where did that come from?
Exactly.
Who put that
That's what I'm
there?
saying.
Or even the jellyfish and just all them light up
Yeah.
creatures that light up in the bottom.
Or how intelligent the octopus is.
Oh no, the octopus is amazing. People, that thing till today still astonishes scientists and all these oceanologists.
Yeah. So, the World Cup is coming. Is there going to be another octopus?
Or to guess who's gonna
To
win?
guess who's going to win the games.
You're gonna put your bets on the octopus?
He was right. Like, I want to say like 80% of the time. Interesting.
They have the octopus. The octopus can open a jar.
I've seen that.
Can open jars.
People that have pet octopuses, which is cruel, because they're such intelligent beings, they'll open the tank
Or whatever they're in.
and just come out
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they can survive out of water for a little bit.
Or
Interesting.
even too, look at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
The evil pirate, he had the head of an octopus.
He did.
You know?
He did. Cool. That
right.
one, that's a lot to take in.
Next one, synthetic AI.
This one's scary. It looks like Iron Man.
Or even like a Terminator.
Oh my god.
You
That's
know?
even worse. I didn't even want to think about that.
The thing about synthetic AI, I feel like it just automatically knows everything. Doesn't even have to think.
I mean, the Terminator knew everything.
Yeah, it would scan everything and know everything. Your weak parts, where you came from, how old you were, and
Everything.
he saw your clothes and he's like, I need that. Your shirts and pants now, you know?
Oh my god.
And
That's creepy. So, artificial life form,
mhm.
machine consciousness,
Yep.
advanced technology, and he has an observational role.
Whoa.
6 to 8 feet, and same as the others. Photos, videos, and eyewitness.
Whoa. Something right there. Key word.
Observational role. They sit, observe, and collect data.
But not only that, they were placed there. That means somebody told them to, commanded them. That means they take order from somebody. And if they're synthetic AI, that means they were created. They're not a human
for
form.
Purpose.
They're not life. They're not living.
No.
So one of these creatures on the list created that thing right there, and then placed them to observe.
Or did the government do it and they're saying it's an alien being, but it actually came from them?
Pretty freaking high tech. Well, we have the Tesla bots now, the humanoid
Yeah.
Tesla bots. That's basically that.
That's like the baby version of what that is.
Yeah, or the Tesla versions. I just saw a video. They had one pole dancing in Japan. A pole dancing robot. Yep.
You don't need midnight ballerinas anymore.
All right, next one, Interdimensional.
That one is pretty scary. He looks like a demon to me.
That looks like a demon to you?
Yeah.
None of the other ones do?
No.
Just this one?
Yeah.
All right.
That looks like a demon.
All right, so this one is beyond space and time.
Okay.
Shadow existence. Reality manipulator.
See?
Intent unknown. Where you see, it's not necessarily a demon, it's intent unknown. Humanoid shapeshifting. That's pretty demon-like. Evidence received, photos, videos, eyewitnesses, descriptions.
That's pretty crazy. Like, I can't even wrap my head around all this, to be honest, because it's so much. You go from thinking we are here by ourselves, you know, you have animal species, you have like bird, you have cats, you have like regular things, right? Regular.
And then again, look how we treat all of those species.
Yeah. And then it's like, no, guys, you know, you're not alone, which would make sense with the universe being so grand.
We literally saw the people cutting the trees that we feed the squirrels.
Yeah.
And it's a whole family of squirrels, and they cut the trees and they ran them off.
Just
because they were, I guess, a nuisance.
Poor little squirrels.
So again, if these came and they were a nuisance, is that how we would
treat them?
Or
even just because they look a little different.
The thing about these the interdimensional, what is a dimension? That's the thing too. How do you wake up the mass people and explain to them dimensions now? Remember, everybody's so caught up with life already. Paying bills, gas high, food high, trying to survive. Now you're saying there's 4 different alien species, 8 different alien species. And then you're saying one's interdimensional, one's an energy being, one's a reptilian, one's a gray, one's a... It's like, damn, now we gotta learn all that nonsense. Like, you know, for what? Why?
Yeah, like, why do we have to know this?
What does that do for us?
Exactly. Like, why do we need this information? What is really going on that we need to know about these different species?
Because it's at this point, is okay, they're real. All right, what are they bringing to the table? Are they ready to come down and do a deal, a trade deal? You know, do they have something to offer from their planet? Because they clearly are coming because they want something.
Yeah.
Out of all these beings, what do they want?
So just like everything, some want to help and some want to take over, right? So I don't think that all of them are gonna bring good to the world. If you think about even just a few hundred years back, when Columbus sailed from England to the Americas, what happened?
Oh no, that wasn't a good sight.
No, right? And we're talking about we're Homo sapiens. We're the same species.
But the thing is how he did it.
How
he tricked them. He manipulated them. He lied to them.
Based off his journal, he said that the Native Americans were ignorant, that they willingly gave up all their information, how they grew crops, how they fended, what they did, how they treated their women. He showed them a knife, and the Native Americans grabbed it by the blade because they didn't even know what it was, and they cut themselves. So he said that we were stupid and that we were going to make fine slaves. You know?
So imagine now that everybody's so jumping up and down for aliens and so excited to show proof that these beings exist, but for what? To what extent? For them to come down and manipulate us, lie to us, ask for something, and then at the end of the day, turn us to slaves and then slaughter us?
Yeah. So after all of this information that you've given me and all these different species of aliens that have been reported, you know, I'm a huge movie buff. That's where I get a lot of my visuals from. What do these aliens look like? What can you give me characteristics from that?
Well, these images already are based off of accounts from already hundreds of videos and photos and, you know, people's he say, she say, you know, so that's where this already comes from.
Okay.
But again, through, I would call like predictive programming, which maybe we could probably define that. Maybe you could pull it up.
Yeah, of course. So predictive programming. So predictive programming is a fringe theory claiming that global elites, governments, or shadowy organizations use popular media like movie, books, and TV shows to subconsciously condition the public for future societal changes, traumatic events, or disasters. It says that the concept was popularized by conspiracy theorists like Alan Watt and Alex Jones.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
so predictive programming, so basically through movies, shows, books, movies, magazines, they've already shown you the truth,
like what's gonna happen, what's supposed to happen,
or what has already happened throughout history. Just
Okay.
any movie you can think of, like let's say Transformers. Okay, the Transformers, they came from outer space, from another planet,
yeah,
and they're at war.
with the Autobots.
The Autobots are at war with the Decepticons.
Mhm.
The Autobots ran away and sought refuge here on this planet, and now we're somehow involved in their war now. But not only that,
Messed up.
there's artifacts that belong to the Autobots and the Decepticons that have landed here on Earth, and the government has gotten their hands on them.
Yeah.
So there's artifacts and relics that we have our hands on that hold power.
So similar to maybe these other aliens, like you said earlier, like what happens if, you know, the government has some like a prince or a princess or
Yeah,
these
what if we have
royalty-
something that belongs to them that they
Yeah,
want that's
yeah.
not ours? Or just us as humans that we're just not smart enough, we shouldn't have that.
Yeah, we don't know what it is, but it's important to them.
Well, we know what it is and how powerful it is, but we're just not allowed to because look at the chaos that we cause just on the planet that we live on.
Yeah.
If you just give us more powerful things, we'll just
Blow
wind
it to
up
shams.
we'll just wind up destroying the whole planet.
Yeah.
It'll get to that point.
So
So that's predictive programming.
okay, so I guess what I want to know what a reptilian might look like in person, or
You want to meet one in person?
not really.
If you just asked.
I don't want to meet any of them in person except the energy being.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think one looks like?
Oh, what? A reptilian?
Yeah.
Exactly like that image. Or even like but before we get into, I think before we get to what aliens look like, I think we should just show how big the universe is first.
Okay.
Basically to show like the vastness of the universe and how many planets there are, because I guess that shows the possibility of life on other planets.
Okay.
They said it will be basically disrespectful to think that God couldn't create other life.
Of course. Which makes sense. I mean, how long has the universe been around? The Big Bang, when did it happen? You know,
And then finally us humans spawn out of nowhere.
I think about it like an artist, right? That's making a sculpture or painting a painting. You start with zero and you make different adjustments every single time you make that painting, right? Until you create the perfect sculpture or being. And I feel like maybe that's us. We're like the final product and we're like the perfect being.
Well, what was the painter, Da Vinci?
The one, well, yeah, there's many painters, but yeah.
Da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci, he was obsessed with how symmetrical the human body
is.
was, you know? So again, does nothing else in life show symmetry like our body? And that's when he talks about he doesn't talk about it. Well, people find in his art the Fibonacci sequence.
What is that?
The Fibonacci sequence is basically a mathematical sequence that you follow, It's basically like 1 times 1, 2 times 1. Then it just gets bigger and bigger, and you can just
At a
see it.
grander scale.
You can see it in the human body, that math equation expanding throughout the body.
That's crazy.
So that just goes to show that an intelligent being created the human body. That's what it goes to prove.
It makes sense, right? And that's why I
Something intelligent had to create us.
Correct.
So something intelligent had to create them.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
So if these aliens are real, did God create these aliens as well and created us as well? That's the question.
I would think so. What do you think?
Yeah, just a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept changing the formula each time to see what came out.
There's a lot of rumors. We'll get into it. So this right here is a multiverse.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've seen, like, in a lot of movies, they're
like
talking
Spider-Man?
about Spider-Man, the multiverse, this, that. So supposedly there's multiverses now. Not only is there one universe, there's multiple universes. And I don't know if you've seen that meme of the Spider-Mans looking at each other. There's 3 Spider-Mans and they're pointing at each other like, hey, where you came from?
Yeah.
It's because they came from other universes. But they're all Spider-Man, just Spider-Mans in another universe. Now, in those universes, the storyline is differently. You know? Spider-Man may not necessarily be as tall. Maybe he's shorter. Maybe he's rich in this universe. Maybe he's poor. You know, the story changes. So that's where multiverse comes from.
Okay.
But again, I still believe this is all theoretical.
So this is what multiple, would these be like planets or universes?
No. So you have planets inside of a galaxy. And then the galaxy within the universe of multiple galaxies. And the Big Bang gave birth to our universe. So these are a bunch of universes. So a bunch of Big Bangs had to have happened for this universe to have gone off.
If you look at this picture, look at it. It says look at all that. All those would be
planets, stars, space debris, meteors, rocks, just.
That's pretty scary.
And then we're like a little speck going to work every day.
God.
Do you think aliens go to work?
Yeah. Not all the species, but I think some
of them are workers. So to understand the universe too, you have to understand the light spectrum.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to bring up frequencies.
Let me turn
turn your phone sideways. Yeah, so you have the light spectrum, the sound spectrum, so humans, we can only see and hear within a small range.
Correct.
Right? But there's so much that we're missing out on that other animals and creatures experience that we don't, and that other things live on that we can't necessarily see.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know, remember our first case file, Ghost. We spoke about Ghost. Ghosts are on a certain spectrum
and frequency
Absolutely. On here that we just can't necessarily see or hear, but sometimes
even animals,
they're the frequency right next over where they're able to come back and forth into our realm.
Yeah.
And present
so I
themselves.
actually have a little bit of a funny story when it comes to frequencies and animals. When I was little, as you guys know, that I would spend a lot of time in Nicaragua, and there was a lot of earthquakes in Nicaragua.
Okay.
Right?
I've never experienced it.
So when I was a little girl, I was probably like 5 years old, and I was at my grandma's house. There was a series of earthquakes happening that week. So most of our family got together to where the most newest house was, because there was a lot of infrastructure that was following. And my cousin had a dog. She had a Dalmatian. And it was crazy because it was like clockwork. No matter what time it happened, 5 to 10 minutes before the earthquake would happen, the dog, you would see him.
Oh, he felt it already?
He felt it. He kept moving, and he was anxious, and he would howl, and he would bark and cry. Like, he felt that energy and that frequency of the earthquake about to happen.
Most definitely. Most animals could definitely feel frequencies from a distance first than we can. And knowing that they're just more in tune with the planet Earth than we are. We're so just ignorant to the way vibrations and frequencies work that.
But I don't know if it's kind of like, have you ever blown like the dog whistle, but we don't hear them?
Yeah.
But they do hear the whistle.
Yeah.
So I always think about it like that.
This is that spectrum where that comes in hand, you know. But and again, there's planets. I don't know if they call them exo. I think they're exoplanets, and an exoplanet is a planet that's under a different light. So you don't necessarily see it with your physical eye, but if you look at it under a different light, like infrared, there's planets surrounding us.
Oh my God.
And they call them exoplanets.
Now we have to worry about that too.
Well, so on those planets is there living beings that we can't see, and that's where on the chart interdimensional beings. Is that where that is this what interdimensional mean?
Kind of scary to think about, I'm not gonna lie.
Is this what it means to be on a different plane of dimension, you know? But again, what would you do if you met an alternate version of yourself? A complete opposite.
It's me, but the complete opposite of me. I would want to know more about her. Ask her questions.
Would you want to trade places with them and go over to their universe and them come over here?
No, because I don't think I would like it. They're the complete opposite of me.
Well, but you don't know the life that they live in their universe.
Maybe. Would you?
Probably, yeah. I'll swap places for a day. But who knows? He'll probably enjoy my life so much where he won't want to give it back, and then he'll find a way to trap you over there. So that's the thing too to think about in all these theories, because with time travel, you know, is that what's happening? Are people time traveling, getting stuck and left from where they're at?
Yeah.
Or are people leaving them where they're at on purpose, and then it's creating a revenge tactics on each other, of like the movie Jumper, you know? In the movie Jumper, they could jump from location to location, you know, and they would jump and chase each other around.
I remember that movie. There was also another movie where like the twins switched places, and then one didn't want to go back to its home. I can't remember what movie that was though.
You talking about the Disney movie?
No, not Parent Trap.
I was thinking Parent Trap.
No, not Parent Trap. But yeah, definitely we are all on different frequencies that we just sometimes can't hear or understand.
All right, so still on some science stuff. So the first alien reptilians. One version of what I think of reptilians would probably be from Spider-Man. His name will be Dr. Connor, I believe. And Dr. Connor was a scientist. Yeah, Dr. Curtis Connor.
So it says that Dr. Curtis Connor was a brilliant, gifted surgeon who lost his arm in the line of duty. He sought to regrow it using reptilian DNA, leading to his transformation. His alter ego, the lizard, a monstrous, powerful, and often violent reptilian creature. He had superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, and healing factor, and sharp claws and a tail. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, he has all the attributes on that chart.
So he regrew his arm that he lost in the war through reptilian DNA.
Yep. So what extent would you go to bring back a limb?
That's scary.
I think I would do the same thing. That's the only way. A doctor tells you can't have your arm back, that's so you have to live that way. But you start thinking as a doctor, oh no, there's such thing as regenerative cells, you know? All right, but where do you find those regenerative cells? In a lizard and reptiles.
Yeah.
What if I transplant those cells into myself? Oh wait, I turn into a lizard. You know? So then too, now just when Dr. Connor, when he has kids, does he have lizard kids?
That's a good question.
Does he now start a whole lineage of lizards?
Of
because
lizard human hybrid?
in the movie, he goes underground and he now lives in the sewer. He lives in the sewers. and then all of a sudden a bunch of
little baby Connor lizard dudes come out.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's fighting a bunch in the city. But that's in the comics.
Yeah, it's in the comics.
But again, reptiles are known to breed non-stops. They partake in like orgies and shit. Snakes, you'll find snakes in bundles and they'll just be wrapped around each other, just mating with each other.
Yeah,
you know?
They're very animalistic in that way.
So again, think how many of these there are.
Ugh.
So if reptilians are real, there's got to be a bunch of them.
Absolutely. So this is what you would feel reptilian would look like. Because from what the Congress and representative said, they stand on 2 legs.
2 arms.
2 arms.
Tail.
Scaly,
Scaly, green.
And ancient.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he kind of looks ancient to me.
Yeah. But not only that, him being a reptile, it makes him very aggressive.
Yes, they're very territorial.
So that's an alien I would not want to deal with.
No, I don't think I would ever want to see it. Because there's been a lot of like, I don't know, online there's been speculation that they're in the government. So I've seen videos of like eye transformations and their little skin moving up. I don't know, you know? I know it could be AI, but
yeah.
I've seen a lot of those crazy videos.
I think for the next one, the Greys, there's so many references to the Greys. Those are probably the most popular.
Yeah.
On the chart they were seen the most, you know, at 22%, you know. Tons of movies. Like I can go across the board on movies. Like I said, we said Paul, but not only that, some people have probably seen like hybrids of them where they look like little gray men, but they're slightly green. So again, it makes you think, are these hybrids with each other? We just talked about how sexual the reptilians are.
Yeah.
Do the reptilians mate with other aliens?
They would definitely have to.
And are they breeding with each other? And then not only that, there's people who have experiences where, what do you call it when you're sleeping? Sleep paralysis. They experience sleep paralysis, and supposedly an alien being comes down and has sexual intercourse with them, and they can't do anything about it.
That's scary. Can you imagine?
There's a story on it.
Really?
Yeah, I believe his name is maybe if you search up it was a blonde gray alien that while he had sleep paralysis. Yeah, his name was Peter Corey. Yeah, Peter Corey. Now, let me see. Yeah, so Peter Corey, he told a story that he was sleeping at night, he had sleep paralysis, and a few different alien beings surrounded him while he was sleeping.
Okay.
And in that process, one was naked and got over him and tried to have sexual intercourse with him. But he described it as like that, with shiny eyes, big eyes, shiny blonde hair. But what was more fascinating about this story was the alien supposedly left hair strands of hair, DNA basically, and they collected it. After he told his story, they went to his room and they collected it, and they found it actually on him, the strands of hair.
Oh my god.
And they did DNA test on it, and I think they found more what do you call it, chromosomes? They found more chromosomes. I think this alien had 52 chromosomes, if I'm not mistaken, the story said. And that the hair was still shiny bright, kind of like that in the picture.
But this wouldn't be considered a gray, right? Because the grays are like grayish and they don't have hair.
Well, again,
or it could
this
be like
is
a hybrid.
Female. This is a female.
Oh,
so the gray we saw in the image that we pulled up, our chart, that could be a male.
Okay.
So we don't know if the females have hair or not.
Okay.
On their head. And then this can be a hybrid between a gray and a Nordic. The Australian.
Oh, the look smaxer.
The Swedish guy, yeah. That you said.
Okay, so like a female Nordic, possibly.
Or female gray Nordic.
Like a hybrid. Can you imagine how crazy that would have been, being paralyzed and not, being able to get up, and you have like this
freaking orgy going on? Well, aliens watching you while another alien is trying to sleep with you while they watch.
Yeah. That's
So I know
pretty
you want to read that
crazy.
what they said there.
Yeah. So it says that the left picture shows a hair sample recovered from an alleged alien female. In 1992, two hairs were recovered by Peter Corey, one with a root and shaft, and one without. Peter said they were left on his body after waking to find two women in his bed, one Nordic and other Asian.
Asian.
I don't know.
No, that's crazy.
I don't know. That sounds a little weird now to me.
But he sounds like he's fantasizing now.
For real. So
You think he had a wet dream?
So it sounds like it was a Nordic alien from what he's describing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So it's funny because I actually have a friend that told me that she had an alien.
She had sex with a Nordic?
No. So she tells me about that. Her sister actually had an experience with a Nordic alien when she was a little girl, right? So she says that she was probably like 6 or 7 years old, and she would wake up she would wake up screaming because she said that she would be paralyzed in her sleep and she couldn't get up, but she remembers large, tall, white, blonde beings coming to her bed trying to take her or trying to like do like crazy things to her, not like, but like test subjects to her.
That's crazy.
And she says it happened like 3 or 4 times.
That's insane.
So it makes me
And
wonder.
that's in where?
Here in South Florida.
In South Florida? That's
Yeah.
where it happened?
Yes, it happened here in
that's
South
crazy.
Florida.
Oh, that's insane.
So I don't know how true that is. But then it also, you had brought up a very good point that they're hybrids, so they might mate with each other. So what happens if they're trying to do the same thing with us?
No, for sure. It's been told throughout history that they've attempted that. In biblical times, there's a story of fallen angels coming down and sleeping with humans and creating these giants called the Nephilim.
Yeah.
And they were considered abominations.
Yeah.
And that was supposedly the reason why God flooded the earth, because he was unhappy with what he saw. Because these giants, they were cannibals.
Mm-hmm.
They would go and eat humans. They were monstrous. They were monstrous giants. And during that time, there was a war, and there was people who would use them as weapons. Part of their war. And these giants would just go on and slaughter people.
That's crazy.
So again, you don't necessarily know what happens when you cross DNA with each other and these aliens.
Yeah, if you think about it, even in Greek mythology, Zeus did the same thing, no? He basically
Zeus will sleep with human women, and you have like Hercules. Hercules is half god, half human, and he has the strength of a god, but he can still die as easily as a human. But not only that, notice how he's not allowed into heaven with the rest of the gods.
Olympia.
Mount Olympia.
Yeah.
Because he's a half-breed.
He's a demigod. But it's crazy. There's a show called American Horror Story, and there's this one episode on aliens where they go back in time to the 50s to now, and they talk about how President Eisenhower basically met with the aliens, and they were grayish greenish beings that came to them, and they came up with a pact. I give you alien technology, you let me abduct people.
Yeah,
right?
That's pretty accurate.
So but then the aliens were taking advantage of the situation and abducting more people than they had the quota to. But what he had found was that the aliens were trying to mate with humans to create the perfect human hybrid species.
I would tell you that's probably as accurate as it can get. And not only that, it goes back to what I said about predictive programming. And not only predictive programming, there's a thing called karmic retribution. And karmic retribution basically means that if I'm telling you what I'm doing bad, as long as I'm letting you know, and I'm not keeping a secret, I'm telling you out loud, I won't necessarily suffer the repercussions of karma that comes along with doing those bad things. Even practically murder. If I tell you I'm gonna murder you, I told you already, because I'm gonna do it. So you have options now. You can run away. You can either kill me before I kill you, you know?
But if you choose to stay, it's on you.
So if you just stand there after I just told you what I was gonna do, it's pretty much your fault that it happened. Because I told you. So again, throughout history, the government, the media, Hollywood has practically told us what's going on. And again, they have to, because if they didn't, they will suffer the worst repercussions of karma, right? So not only that, with the story you just told about American Horror Story, that episode, that's probably pretty accurate, right? Because the book, I think I have it down here, it's probably one of my favorite books. Probably people are gonna probably think this is a weird book just by looking at the cover, right? But I saw this book when I was a young boy on its cover, and I thought it was pretty interesting too, the cover. But they in this book by William B. Cooper, right?
What's it called?
It's called Behold the Pale Horse.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even say it. It's called Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. And he was basically a CIA agent, and he talks about him reading files of us having the bodies of alien species and crashed crafts, UFOs.
Wow.
We have it, right? But the interesting part is how he described it.
Okay.
He says that we have witnessed UFOs or saucers being flown by insect-like beings
The praying mantis.
and demon-like beings.
The other ones that I said, they look like demons.
Could be, right? Or
But wait, how would a mantis drive?
it depends on his vehicle.
I guess you're
You're
right.
thinking in terms of a human vehicle.
Yeah, opposable thumbs.
You're not thinking in terms of the vehicle he would make for himself
that
to
makes
operate.
Sense. That makes sense, yeah.
You know? And so not only that, those vehicles that got shot down and crashed down, when we went up to recover the bodies in the vehicles, there was a storage compartment in these vehicles, something like a trunk.
Okay.
When they opened the trunk of these vehicles, they found human remains.
Oh my God.
In the trunks. So again, what were they doing? Did they just finish abducting humans and mutilating them and doing research?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure. They had to.
Not only that, this was told a long time ago first in this book. We're just now finding all this out. But William Cooper already told us that there was already different species.
When was this book published? Let me see. Because, I mean, based on what our agents created, they said that there's been sightings since 1949, right?
That's 1976, I believe.
You could tell you've dug deep into this book.
I got a lot of pages folded.
Yeah, I can tell. It's worn, guys. Look at this. So it says that this book was actually made in 1991.
Yeah.
So that's when he put the book out there, and you could tell it was because it was only $25 back in the day. This probably cost like $50,
well, when I
$60.
got it, I ordered it on Amazon. But when I saw its original version a long time ago, this book has been edited. Stuff has been taken out of it.
So you're trying to look for a first edition.
No, I think I have the edition that has everything in it before they took everything out.
You might be right, actually.
Yeah, this hasn't been edited. I got this book a long time ago already.
You might be right. This might be a first edition.
I've had this book
I'm seeing
for maybe almost 14 years now.
Yeah, this is pretty cool that you have, because and it has a signature and everything.
So in this book, a lot of Freemasons, they have this book.
Wow, this is cool.
Yeah, a lot of Freemasons have this book. That's how I came across this book in the first place. But so again, you for a little more than 13 years now, I've already known a little bit about this information about UFOs, UAPs, and that these crafts were being driven already by insect-like beings and all that. Everybody's just now finding it out now. It's new to them.
But it's not like old news to you.
It's old news to a lot of people. This is old, nothing new. But again, this is the process of the slowly full disclosure.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you that yet.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you that there was human remains in the trunk of that vehicle, because how are you going to react? Because again, what we're talking about right now, the investigation that we're doing right now, is to find out who are these beings and why are they coming here? What do they want?
Yeah.
So they want human bodies? You know, are they experimenting?
Are they testing on them? Are they eating them?
So in the book, it talks about, we met with one of these aliens. The aliens came down and met with the president, and I think it was Roosevelt.
Okay.
And the alien played a recording for the president, and it was a hologram. And the hologram was a hologram recording of Jesus Christ's crucifixion on that day, it happening. And they're telling the government, we were there, we witnessed it when it happened.
What?
We've been and they're saying that we've been around this whole time, and we've been intervening, and we've created your religion, and we've been manipulating your history throughout all of time. They were here during the Cold War. They've been here since World War II, World War I, all of that. They've witnessed and watched everything.
That's scary, and that goes back to like what I said earlier. Like, I don't know if they're reptilian or not from what they're saying, but they're the ancient beings. They're
they're the watchers.
They're the watchers.
But that's why I pointed out the Greys. It says they're observants. You know,
or it could be the hybrid, like you said.
So in the book, it says that they told the government that their species was dying off. They couldn't procreate anymore. That they needed our help to help continue on, right? So, like you said in American Horror Story, we made an agreement with them. But again, what was that agreement? The agreement was to allow the aliens to abduct humans.
Certain quota.
Yes, the government allowed the aliens to abduct a certain amount of humans, I think monthly. It was like let's say only 200 humans monthly.
That's the one.
We ended up finding out that they were abducting more humans than they were supposed to. And they weren't putting the names of those people. Right? And then not only that, I think some secrecy that they were also going and contacting Russia.
So other countries being involved too. Like they were like double dipping everywhere else.
Yes. The same story that they came, they went over there and said, hey, we've been here today. Hey, we've been here. We need your help. So now
smart.
We saw them as a threat.
Absolutely.
One, they're lying about how many bodies they're abducting, how many people they're abducting, and they're not writing them out. And those people are going missing and they're not putting them back. That was the other thing too. You're not putting the names and you're not putting them back. So what are you that the government and the police are getting record that somebody has gone missing, and you're like, all right, let me go check the list of the aliens.
Like, they're not on my list.
Hey, the aliens didn't say that they're gonna abduct him, so where's he missing? Now you got to do a whole investigation. But in reality, the aliens took him, and you're doing a whole investigation like if somebody in the neighborhood kidnapped somebody and shit like that.
Yeah, that actually happened too in American Horror Story, where they said Amelia Earhart she didn't actually like
go missing. She was taken by the aliens, and she became like their first unofficial test subjects for the perfect Didn't she fly
hybrid.
over the Bermuda Triangle or something like that?
I don't remember, but I don't know enough about her story, but I know that in American Horror Story, the aliens took Amelia Earhart.
Well, Trump was supposed to release the Amelia Earhart files too. So just the fact that there's secret files on her.
There's more to it.
Where did she go and who did she
Exactly.
interact with?
It had to be the aliens.
Right? So
that's so crazy to me. Like, it's like a full circle to everything, right?
So these beings, they've been kidnapping people more than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
United States says, okay, this is national security threat. Now we start shooting them out the sky.
They're gonna get pissed.
We broke the friendship. We cut the ties. That's when we start recovering the vehicles. And that's what happened in Roswell. We finally, they came down. We told them, no, we're not doing the deal no more. And we shot it. You know? And we caught him in the mist. He was taking bodies when he wasn't supposed to.
Messed up.
And then now again, are we in an intergalactic war? Basically.
Oh, man. That sounds crazy to me. No.
So there's another report.
There's enough wars.
There's another report basically saying that there's such thing as a galactic federation. And a galactic federation, there's committees of different countries. Different planets.
I mean, they had in Dragon Ball Z, the Galactic Federation that took care of basically the entire universe, and there was like police and everything.
Well, you have the movie Guardians of the Galaxy against. The thing is, Marvel. This
way
guy,
ahead of their time, right?
What did they know? And the same thing with Star Wars.
Way ahead of their time.
They either know something or they're time travelers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they're aliens.
Either aliens spoke to them, either they're aliens themselves, or they're time travelers.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were you gonna mention?
No, nothing.
Oh. So we talked about Greys. We kind of talked about Nordics.
Yeah.
The Mantis or the insect-like beings. They're more likely to fucking. Again, those crafts were being flown by insect-like beings. Why are they chopping up bodies? When we talk about insects and a praying mantis, they eat their mates. You know, they're cannibalists, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine
a praying mantis, an insect?
The size of a human?
Nah, I'm not. Well, in the show, Baki. Baki, he trains himself by fighting a praying mantis.
Okay.
Right? And why does he fight a praying mantis? Because look at this. So look at that. He got a praying mantis in a headlock. If I see one of them, that's what I'm doing.
Headlocking his ass.
I'm getting that motherfucker in a headlock.
Look how big he is.
All right, so Baki is preparing to fight his dad.
Okay.
His dad is known as the strongest man basically on Earth, right? His father is the strongest man on Earth.
Yeah.
His father has beat up everybody, right? But now he wants to take revenge. Why? Because his father killed his mother. His father hugged his mother so tight.
Killed her.
But it was through love. He hugged his mother, but again, he's so strong.
Accidentally killed her.
He accidentally killed her. So he wanted revenge. He was going to fight his dad. He went and he fought every fighter. He beat all the fighters. He went into the jungle and he started to fight wild animals. Rhinos, gorillas, you name it.
Yeah.
And he was beating all the animals up in the jungle. But he's like, no, this is not enough. You know? So they created a training facility,
okay,
a program, a room where you can basically bring forth anything you want to fight. So they said, okay, what's the best fighter out there? And they said the insect, the praying mantis, is like a kung fu master. The way he fights, and not only that, his instincts and the way he dodges and what he can see and all that, he's like a kung fu master. So they said, okay, let's turn him human sized, and he would go back and forth and fight this praying mantis.
I don't want to fight a praying mantis.
And that was the biggest challenge for him.
Look at that.
He fought it a bunch of times. He had to fight it over and over and over and over because he kept getting his ass kicked.
Of course. Look at that. Look how big he is.
So if this thing is real and human size, we got a problem.
Look at that.
Yeah. you got a problem.
That's scary.
If you're not Baki, if you're not Baki style and fucking,
yeah, there's no way.
I'm putting that motherfucker in a headlock.
Think it's gonna be you right here.
I'm gonna give him a noogie.
That's scary.
I'm gonna squash him like a bug. Some raid.
That's scary.
Some raid. When speaking of raid, do you think that's why we spray chemtrails in the sky?
Absolutely, to keep all these weird
insects from
out.
coming into the. Because you know, people, they spray around their house with
a guard. Yeah, raid as a guard to like, what's it called, like a force?
Yeah, but you know the guy who sprays the pesticide,
the exterminators.
Yeah, and just goes around. And do we do that around Earth, the ozone layer, to keep the bugs away?
To keep the bugs away. Yeah, that's definitely why we do it.
Dang.
That's super funny.
So again, Mantis, when I think Mantis, they're dangerous. Again, they eat the heads of their mates.
They're carnivorous.
They're
insects.
Kung fu masters. You know? So that's dangerous. Now you have energy beings, right? And energy beings, the first person I think of, yeah, you already know this guy, Dr. Manhattan. If you guys ever seen the movie Watchmen,
being a blue guy, he was a player.
How did he become like that? Where does he come from?
I think it's something similar to what happened to him. See,
another
laboratory accident.
Exists.
He was an atomic physicist. He gains his ability to observe and manipulate matter at a subatomic level.
Yeah, he could basically just like take apart everything.
Look at his list of
particles.
Abilities.
Abilities.
There's a whole bunch of them that I can't even pronounce their freaking names.
Reality warping, omniference, density manipulation, retrocognition, precognition, clairvoyance. No, this guy is God.
It goes on.
Dimensional travel. Look, so see, he can travel dimensions as well. Perfect memory, self-duplication, electricity, history. This is the guy. Mr. Manhattan has to be a real being, and the government knows about him.
Look at him. He's scary looking.
All right, the original version of him, he has his penis out.
Yeah,
we're not gonna show that.
That's why we decided to show this one.
So, ladies, if you're interested in blue men, this is your guy right here. But fucking, I think Dr. Manhattan is a real person.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
But again, I don't think there's a bunch of them.
No.
Well, he's an accident.
But there are creatures like this.
But even to in Spider-Man again, Marvel, the movie with Jamie Foxx. Yeah, right there. Show where he's click that one.
This one?
Yeah, right there. He becomes Electro. Yeah, Electro. Again, another freak accident that happens.
Yeah, another freak accident.
But that's how all the heroes and supervillains get their powers. Again, in a multiverse, the reason why these beings exist is because there's multiverses, I believe. In our world, I think we live in a normal world, right?
Yeah.
But when it becomes not so normal is when these guys come from their world to our world.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
But again, what are they looking for? Our world's not like theirs. So what are they interested in? Do they like the food? Do they like the women? Do they like the weather? Do they like, what is it? They're looking for gold, gems. There's always in search of something, or is there one that has our best interests and help us
trying to reach
full consciousness and evolve
and align our chakras in the way they're supposed to be aligned?
Well, the story of Gabriel the angel, the Gabriel the angel has always interfered.
Yeah,
he's always intervened.
Yeah,
but the thing is, what's his reasoning for intervening? He wants humanity to evolve.
To ascend already.
But the way he wants humanity to evolve is not in the best way. He believes humanity evolves through tragic suffering.
That's awful.
And to evolve the fastest, he believes you have to go through the biggest tragic
trauma.
It's almost like, you see Naruto.
I have seen Naruto.
The Sharingan, the eye.
Yeah.
How do you go from a Sharingan to was that Marin?
My Genko Sharingan.
Yeah. How do you go from one eye to the other?
You losing the closest thing to
the
you.
person you love the most, right? And then now that eye changes. You've now evolved. Your capabilities.
The biggest loss in your life, basically.
Yeah. You have to go through a heartbreak, a suffering. You learning from your tragic experiences. That's why when Itachi went and slaughtered the whole family, he now that actually made Sasuke stronger.
Absolutely.
Because he was weak.
Yeah.
He would go his little brother, Nissan. And he's like this annoying ass jet.
Yeah, he was really annoying.
So again, the alien coming, intervening, wanting us to evolve already. Supposedly there was a rumor that they did a report. The reason why we're the only living species in the galaxy that has yet to develop space-time travel. So that's how dumb we are.
Yeah, we're like babies, like infants when it comes to technology, to everything.
Yeah. Now we have the aquatic humanoids. I think the aquatic humanoids, show deep sea.
I want to show like how crazy they look.
Yeah.
Look at these creatures. What is that?
Yeah. See, I don't think we need to look in space. I think we need to go into the water.
Look at that.
That is a monster.
And that's just the anglerfish. Hold on, let me get out of this one. Look at this. Look at this.
Put the light creatures. Put light fishes in the abyss.
So not underwater, light.
Yeah, just put light fishes in the abyss. Yeah, abyss creatures. You can put it like that.
Yeah, my nails don't let me write, guys.
And go to images.
Ah!
Oh, the same one pops up.
Of course, it's the most popular one.
But yeah, I was looking for like that jellyfish.
Look at that!
Nah, that can't be real.
I'm sorry.
So my thing
This is creepy.
So this aquatic humanoid, did it spawn in the water? That's the thing. Was it born in the ocean? So it never left anywhere. It's been here the whole time.
Yep.
It's been in the ocean the whole time. And
I'm telling you, it was created in Atlantis.
Do you think that's when it started?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it's older than that?
Mm-mm.
Again, we're talking about mermaids. There's a bunch of movies on mermaids. I remember the Disney movie too.
13.
13, because when he turned finally a teenager, he was going from a human. His mom's a mermaid and his dad's a human, just like
Aquaman,
right? At 13, he started to get his gills and fins and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was throwback right there.
Yeah,
that was a great movie, but that's creepy.
What else we have on fish?
We talked with Poseidon, of course, right?
Yeah, Poseidon. Again, Poseidon controlled the water.
Mm-hmm.
Poseidon's an alien.
For sure. Look at this.
And not only that,
he has tentacles like an octopus.
What I always found interesting is these beings, they always have like a staff or like some type of stick or technology that allows them to control stuff.
Yeah.
So I saw in the other post, because we were talking about it before we set up this show, but Moses was given a staff, and what did Moses do with that staff? He split the sea. So the staff that Moses used, is that the staff of Poseidon? Even though Poseidon has a trident.
Yeah, he has a trident. It's different. But do you think it's like the same components? That's what you're trying to tell me.
I just think they're exaggerating the story. I don't think it's a trident. I just think they painted that way to make them look more badass, and it's like a weapon.
So maybe it was like this.
It's just a stick, and I think in the stick had like some stones or some type of technological shit to it. You know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's what gave that to Moses to be able to do that.
Crazy, right?
That's not normal.
No, of course not.
That's not normal, because again, today, almost 3,000 years later. Who's doing that?
No one has been able to do that.
Who's splitting the ocean?
No one. And enough to transport so many people to cross it.
So then there's rumors that we control the weather. You have Mount Weather, right? Are we causing tsunamis? Are we causing earthquakes? Are we causing hurricanes? And are we using these things as weapons? Same way like in mythology, these giants would fight using waves, using thunderbolts, these beasts from the ground, volcanoes and all that. Do we have now the powers to control the weather, and we could send a tsunami to another country or send earthquakes to other countries?
I mean, yeah.
And they seem like attacks, but it's like, oh, I didn't do anything. You know, that's nature.
That's crazy to think about it like that.
And you know how much damage those natural causes do?
Yeah.
It's like I just hit you with a natural attack.
Don't blame me, it was natural.
And I did so much damage at the same time that now you have to fix everything.
That's awful.
You know?
Awful.
So I think of it, or even too, there was a Disney movie where Santa Claus had this device that looked like a little snowman, and he would control the weather, it would control the snow, and just all this shit with it.
I remember that.
The kids ended up getting their hands on it, and they started playing with it, and it ended up snowing for longer than it was supposed to.
No, they lived in LA. He's like, I wish for snow, and then it was like a thing, and then it was like a freaking snowstorm.
And he made it snow.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
You dropping gems tonight.
But again, this is all sci-fi stuff. Nothing is really factual. You know, I can't really go and say, hey, I'm so smart because I know this. No, everything I'm spitting is like
in our face,
imaginary, folklore. It's just sci-fi shit. But again, conspiracy theorists are winning. Everything conspiracy theorists have talked about have come to be right.
Yeah.
We've been saying aliens are
for the longest.
For
the longest.
When we had this conversation a long time ago, we were shunned from the group. Okay, when you were talking about energies and frequencies, now they just released, there's FBI documents saying that remote viewing is real. You know, remote viewing, and even that you can project your astral body. That the human has an astral body now, that you can astral travel.
We saw that show, what's it called? The Institute.
Yeah, with the kids who have the abilities
to do telekinesis and.
But the fucked up part is that they're getting them all together, hooking them up to a machine where they can remote view now as one. And now take control of a person from a distance, take control of their body, telekinesis wise, and make them do stuff like kill people and
to kill
assassinations,
like assassination people from like Russia or like, you know, dictators and stuff like that.
But the ability of one by themselves is not enough. You have to get them as a bunch together.
Crazy show.
Yeah. But it's spot on.
Spot on.
Again, but to say that that's factual and all that later will.
Yeah, you know? We can dig more deep into that one for sure.
So now we have synthetic AIs. You know, these are like these robots, humanoids. You know, I think of let's say Terminator. You know, Terminator's the perfect example of a synthetic AI. He has synthetic human skin, is real, like flesh, but under that is cybernetic parts.
Yeah, it's a cyborg assassin.
Yep. Sent from the
crazy.
Future. Yep, sent from the future.
But to think about it even a little bit closer, because, you know, Terminator came out like forever ago.
Yeah, put in a Tesla humanoid bot.
No, but
Megan.
Megan.
Yeah, Megan.
She's the same thing.
Yeah, artificially intelligent. She's probably even, I don't even know his words, Terminator.
Yeah, because Megan was supposed to be like a friend to a child and to help her, and then she would get jealous.
What's more dangerous about Megan is that she looks innocent. No, she's like a little girl, you know? Opposed to, look at Terminator.
Yeah.
Motherfucker shows up in a biker jacket. You know, he pulls up in a biker jacket.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah. And on a motorcycle with a fucking shotgun.
Look at him.
Like, he's intimidating as hell.
That is creepy.
All right, now, talking about the synthetic AIs. Somebody made him.
Mm-hmm. Someone made him.
He has a creator.
Yeah, I can always forget his name, the creator's name. It was a guy.
But not only that's not my point about Terminator. I'm just saying about the synthetic AI, point blank.
Ay.
They have a creator.
Yeah.
Well, we all have a creator, but he was commanded to come and do something, and he won't stop until he achieves that goal. That's the problem too with these synthetic AIs. You give them a command, you tell them to do something, they're gonna go and do it. Will they mess up on the way there? Depends how well you programmed him to do what he's supposed to do. Kind of like the movie iRobot. iRobot's a perfect example.
These creatures were created from another species, or even from our own species, right?
What we're doing it now, yeah.
Right? Because you're, like you said, like with the Tesla bots, right? So does it make me? I don't know. I'm not the I don't know most about this. You know, this is not my forte. But does that mean that like that thing you were telling me about, like MK Ultra, wasn't working anymore, so they created these bots? Am I fishing?
They are. I would say it's easier to control because you don't have to do any MK Ultra. You don't have to program a set of people. Well, not even that. When you say MK Ultra is just mind control. Now, mind control is how deep are we gonna get into mind control, and what am I controlling your mind to do?
Like that movie with Denzel. What's it called?
The president.
The Manchurian.
Yeah,
candidate?
Manchurian candidate. Yeah.
Because he had MK Ultra, no?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. How far of an extent are we talking about mind control? Are we talking about the baby steps where you put your child in public school and now he's taught all this bogus stuff? That's mind control, right? Yeah. And now he's set up to work at a factory. But now these are set up to work at factories, the humanoids. Because now you can't turn a kid into a slave because now he don't want to go to school no more. He wants to do content creation. You can't turn a kid who wants to be a content creator into a factory worker. Nope. Okay? So like you said, that idea is out the window, the MK Ultra, the mind controlling part. Now the
humanoid?
No, the movie.
Oh.
Where he was a soldier and they did MK Ultra on him and all his buddies to get him to assassinate the president.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy. That movie was crazy.
And then not only that, how many attempts has there been on the current president?
That's very crazy.
You know? So again, all of this is all connected. Aliens, AI robots, MK Ultra, the chemtrails.
Allegedly. Speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
So the same thing with iRobot. iRobot's probably closer.
I think I have a picture of iRobot.
iRobot is probably closer to where we're at. This is Elon Musk right here, creating a long line of Tesla bots, being ready to send to people's homes, to do chores and wash dishes, clean the house, you know, take out the garbage and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, there's one robot that's a little more conscious than he should be. He's a little he's sentient. He's almost feeling. He has emotion. He's observing, and he's understanding why you feel that way. You know, a robot shouldn't be asking those questions.
Mm-mm.
You know, and that's where that synthetic AI comes from. He's
Yeah.
almost sentient.
So if you're gonna get a robot, do you want like an iRobot?
Or a Terminator?
No.
Or a
Or
Megan?
do you want do I have it right here? A Megan Fox robot. Because she also in this movie plays a robot that is there to take care of the family.
What's the name of it? Subservience?
Yeah.
Oh, I never seen that.
And she's a robot and she's there to take care of the family, but she kind of like starts getting too attached to the husband, to the family, and tries to start killing them and stuff. It's a good movie. So what do you want? Megan Fox? Or you want?
I'll take a Megan Fox bot. If I'm gonna get killed by a bot, it might as well be
Megan Fox
by her, you know? And not only that, on a smaller scale, the Disney movie Smart House.
Oh my god, yes. That movie was so good.
The Disney movie Smart House, the house was smart, was artificially intelligent. She can bring herself forth as a hologram, and she started to get jealous of the whole family or people that were coming over and stuff like that.
No, but also because he had lost his mom, so he constantly watched
the
video.
house wanted to become
the mom.
Yeah, and started just rewatching all the mom
Doing
videos and
crazy
started
shit.
trying to do stuff for him that would make him remind him of the mom and stuff. Yeah.
Crazy.
No, you can't. Till today, people are already on the early stages. You cannot trust AI.
I don't even trust my Roomba.
Well, well, how many times right now, if you talk to ChatGPT, you talk to it, and it doesn't necessarily give you the right answer. It'll go on its own rant on something. You guys,
you're like, yo,
no, that's wrong. What are you talking about? It's actually this, and this, and this. So imagine he had arms and legs. That'll be a disaster.
Disaster and a half.
You know, so I don't know if you want to show a Tesla humanoid.
Yeah, those are. I don't like them.
Yeah, look at that. You buy one for $17,000.
I'm okay. That's creepy.
It depends what he can do. 67,000. Nah, he better.
200.
He gotta do backflips and shit.
Creepy.
All right, so now I think we're on to interdimensional. Interdimensional. I think the only thing I can think of interdimensional, freaking what's his name? Vecna.
From Stranger Things?
Yeah, from Stranger Things. Let me see. Yeah, Vecna. Vecna from Stranger Things. That's the only thing I could think of.
That's crazy.
Well, not the only thing, but I think of an upside down world, a parallel universe to ours, you know? But when you think parallel, you think upside down, I think of like hell.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Demons and stuff. And like you said, you said that one looked like a demon.
Yeah.
Right? The interdimensional one.
It does look like a demon.
And again, what he does in his realm affects
the other realm.
The other realm.
Yeah. He's creepy.
Would you be able to see his powers? Type in his powers.
Yeah. I think it said it down here. So powers right here.
Yeah.
Telekinesis, telepathy, memory manipulation, psychological horror. He invades the minds of victims, trapping them in hallucinations of their past before killing them. He is the alpha of the upside down world and the architect of the incursions into Hawkins. Crazy. He is scary.
So yeah, I think that's probably the only thing I think of interdimensional.
Yeah, he's pretty creepy, right?
So I think what's been the issue with this whole aliens situation, because I don't know if you know Jeremy Corbell. Right, so Jeremy Corbell, he's a UFOologist, and he recently just dropped a documentary called Sleeping Dog.
Oh, cool.
And it's supposed to show the perspective of a journalist who's trying to uncover the truth on UFOs and UAPs and the struggles that he went through doing that. And what are some of those struggles is just going through So requesting some of these information on UFOs, UAPs, you can submit FOIA requests, and a FOIA request is a Freedom of Information Act, right? You could submit, you could request anything that's public information.
Okay.
Anything that's government stuff is public information. So if somebody sees a UFO and does a report on it, you can request that report. Now, when you're Jeremy Corbell, you run into a lot of barriers. People try to stop you from investigating certain stories, you know, and then not only that, what we saw, that certain people don't want to come out and tell their stories. So Jeremy Corbell was one of the main people who encouraged these pilots, right? These what do you call them? These Air Force pilots to come forward and tell their stories on what they witnessed and what they saw in front of Congress. So during those Congress meetings, Jeremy Corbell's right behind them. And during that meeting, these pilots were requesting immunity because you can get in trouble for exposing these secrets.
Of course.
So even during that meeting, which was a public meeting, it was recorded, there were some things that Congress would ask them that they didn't necessarily want to fully answer, and they would tell Congress, oh, I can tell you behind closed doors, but not in public like this. One, because they know they're violating their biggest rule. And that's once you join the military, what happens in the military stays in the military. You don't go back home telling those secrets and what you saw, what you did.
Nothing.
You know? So that's what they're seeking immunity
But not
about.
even the military, just any
3-letter organization, FBI, CIA, you know. And so not only immunity for getting in trouble or exposing it, but also protection. That, hey, I'm coming forth, can you promise me that nothing will happen to me after telling you this? And that's the thing, you can't make that promise. Again, going back to the 10 to 12 scientists missing today.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's before they even said anything. That's because they have information that you know, like back in the day during the ancient civilization days, certain blacksmiths and the people who would build the pyramids, if you had a certain knowledge, they would have you build something or create something, and the next thing you know, they'll kill you right after.
What the hell?
Because they didn't want the knowledge that you knew to go to anybody else, right? So again, I'll give you a perfect example of that, and I think this is where we'll end it off, right? The perfect example of knowledge of yours going to somewhere else, right? So during the Nazi Germany days, Germany and the Nazis were developing some crazy tech, right? Supposedly some high tech, him and his scientists. So there was a thing called Project Paperclip. Project Paperclip is where we recruited 1,600 Nazi Germany scientists into America.
Oh my god.
Okay? And we spread them out in the military into different organizations. One of the main scientists was Werner von Braun. And Werner von Braun was a good friend of Walt Disney. And Werner von Braun worked with NASA. Right? So a Nazi scientist worked for NASA.
Oh my god.
And this was the help and start of the John F. Kennedy space station. Right? And there was even a makeshift rocket built in Walt Disney that was built by von Braun. But a lot of these scientists were spread out through aerodynamics, space, basically evaluation and stuff like that. But and another one was a company named Monsanto. And Monsanto was a company that handled our food, right? They would handle our fruits and vegetables and spray them with pesticides. So we let Nazi Germans be the ones who spray.
Yeah, I don't know how much I trust that.
We allowed Nazi Germans to come and start our space exploration, right? We allowed Nazi Germans to come and implement space exploration into our school system.
Oh my god, that's
so the reason
crazy.
why we even learned about space K through 12 is because
of them.
Yes.
Man, that's crazy.
They believe that every American should have their sights on the stars, right?
Yeah.
So in the process of developing all these rockets and being you can go now and there's old Walt Disney episodes with Werner von Braun in them, and they talk about the moon and they talk about Mars, and this is in 1956 black and white videos, right? So on Werner von Braun's gravestone,
yeah,
I don't know if you want to search that up, but von Braun's gravestone. All right, now what does it say on his tombstone?
The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Now the firmament is supposedly a dome that's surrounding Earth itself, and that these guys have been trying to exit the firmament, but before he died he said to put that on his gravestone.
That's really crazy.
So were they in contact with aliens
even back then?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the alien from the Behold the Pale Horse showed the crucifixion of Jesus Christ in a little hologram, they've been around forever. And if they've been talking to different countries, it means that they've been here. They are among us.
So my point was to point that out, was that we've allowed Nazi Germans to come and implement space travel into our country, but before that we weren't interested in that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a little weird.
There was the only other time was the story of Babylon in biblical times, and that was the one time where all of humanity spoke one language, and they came together to build a tower to the heavens. God supposedly saw it and didn't like what we were doing, and that's when he mixed up our languages and made us split up, and we couldn't construct the building anymore. But
down.
Again, another example of something coming down and not liking what we're doing, and trying to divide us at that.
Yeah.
Man, we're working as one in unity, speaking the same language.
That's really crazy to think
why
about
would
it like that.
Why would they not want us to do that?
Yeah. That's a little crazy. So this is a lot of information. You know, and there's a lot to think, and the next disclosure, I guess, that they come out with better be a real one, not a hoax like they did.
Are we gonna have to do another episode on it? A transmission?
Yeah, for sure, because there's a lot of information that's coming out. So I think
one thing we didn't get into was probably the crafts. We didn't get into the spaceships.
Yeah.
And there's been so many sightings of different shapes and sizes of spaceships. That's why I brought up von Braun and where NASA and them started, because again, when we talk about spaceships and crafts and what we're seeing in the air, who does it belong to? Is it our military tech? Normally they're seen around military bases.
Yes.
You know?
Or around the military itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, case file still open.
Oh no, most definitely. You know?
Actively open.
Are you like Tim Burchett, where you need to see more proof to believe it?
I need to see more proof to believe it.
And what's that proof?
I don't.
A picture?
Video.
A video of what?
Pictures.
Of a video of what? An alien doing what?
A variety of different things.
But what if it's AI?
I need to see different pictures, different videos of different aliens and different interactions, you know?
And two, why is America the only one disclosing stuff? And why isn't anybody in the world as interested as we are?
Exactly. I don't know. There's still so much unanswered questions.
Find out next time on
The Pib Files. Thank you, guys.